Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we will check fresh release from ICM. As you can see, that's a 135 scale kit which is copying T-34-76, and this time it is edition which features not only the tank but also, as you can see, tank riders. There are 4 guys which will be placed right on the tank, and that might be a good base for those who would like to assemble some simple diorama with this tank. I mean, without involving plenty of different kits. They just want to get something at once, build it and have a nice, more realistic project. So as you can see, box is not that big. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have this, let's say, a simple box art on the front. Then we have some short information about the real counterpart and also some information about the kit. So there are 192 parts plus 51 parts for the figurines, and here you can see one of the marking options for the tank, which is featured here. As for the packaging, it's quite typical for ICM, so we have this flexible color printed top part, and then we have white cardboard box which is quite sturdy, and let's open it. Here is what we have inside. So as you can see, all screws are packed into the same plastic bag, and tank parts are molded out of this dark green plastic, while figurines are molded out of this brown plastic. But first, of course, we will check tank kit, because it is interesting to see what is hidden between the foam. Now just give me a second. Okay. So first we have 2 absolutely identical frames. Those are dedicated to suspension parts, of course, and I will show you only one because they contain similar parts. We have here road wheels. They are molded as one-piece elements, as you can see, with these rubber tires, so you have to be careful while painting them, because masks, of course, are templates not included here. So you have to do everything manually or buy some aftermarket set for the proper result. Next we have plastic bag with vinyl tracks. Those are typical vinyl parts. I won't even remove them out of the plastic bag, I mean, because there is no need. We all know these plastic tracks, and if you want to get more or less realistic finish, I would rather recommend to get plastic replacement, because it will be easier to assemble, it will be easier to paint, and the final result will look better. Next we have 2 frames which are packed into the foam, which you saw in the beginning of this video review. Now just give me a second to remove them, and we will check them closer. They are packed into the foam because they carry thin parts which are easy to break. Here you can see them, and here, here, here and here. You'll have to be careful with them as well, because it is easy to break them even when you will be cutting off the sprue. So just take your time and don't hurry with this. And next frame is also full of small parts. For example, here you can see machine guns, and also here we have the engine bay cover, and here as well. Note that they are molded with throughout holes, so it should look good after careful painting. Next we have separate sprue with turret parts. As you can see, top segment of the turret is molded as a one-piece element, and you only have to install the frontal section. Of course, all hatches are designed as separate parts, so you can place some aftermarket figurines inside. And here we have the lower panel, which will be attached to this part. Molding quality is really nice, and as you can see, the attachment points are as thin as is possible, so it is really nice to have such quality. And then we move to the hull parts. First we have the lower part. As you can see, it is molded as a one-piece element with side panels which we'll be covering. And note that it's slightly bent in my sample, but it should be easy to bend it back. I mean, just use a high temperature and it will be returned back. And last but not the least, for the tank we have top hull part. As you can see, it looks quite simple. I mean, stripped down of the parts, but of course we will have to add the separate panels for the engine bay, for frontal section hatches, and for the placement of the machine gun it is also molded separately here. And inside, as you can see, there is nothing interesting, just plain plastic. Next we have figurine parts. They are packed into the separate plastic bag. Just give me a second to open them. Figurine parts can be also bought as a separate set, but of course such combo as today should be a bit more price efficient than buying two kits separately. And here you can see this figurine part. So each corner is dedicated to one of the figurines. Figurines are supplied with few accessories. These include machine guns and bags and heads. Here you can see another one. Here's the third one. And here is the fourth one. Parts division is quite typical for those kits in 1/35 scale from ICM. So we have separate legs, hands and torso. Head is also separate, and they should look good after careful painting. I mean, for plastic kit, detailing is really nice, so take your time, paint them carefully, and you will be amazed with the result. For figurines we have separate assembly manual. As you can see, it is printed on separate sheet of paper. It is printed in color and combined together with marking guide. So all those designations are also dedicated to parts numbers. Next we have assembly manual for the tank. Here it is. It is a small brochure with short history note on 2 languages. Then we have parts map, and also here we have decal sheet for several marking options which are included into this kit. So assembly process starts with top hull part. We continue with lower hull part, and note that there will be even seats for the driver and machine gunner, even though there is almost no interior inside. And in total you will have to perform 60 steps. Here we have marking guides, 2 versions here, and 3, 4 marking options here. As you can see, they are different only by the signs on the turret, so it will be up to you which one you will choose for your build. So that's all for this video review. Of course, for detailed photos, don't forget to go in the video description below. There should be a link, just click it and read full review article. And if you want to help us, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.